Welcome back to the newest edition of Ryanology. I'm Ryanology, and thank you for tuning in. On this episode, I have an interview with Adam and Carlton, two seniors here at Dartmouth High, and I'll be congratulating them on their acceptance into the Marines program. This will be part of a mini-series here at Ryanology where we interview students for their goals after high school and beyond. As well as the interview with them, I have an interview with School Committee Head, Mr. John Nunes. Please stay tuned and enjoy.
I'm Bella.
I'm Robin.
Don't do that. Follow these simple rules to stay safe. Number 1, make sure you look left, right, then left again. Number 2, if a car is coming, wait for them to go. Don't go if they aren't stopping. Last rule, if a car is stopped, make sure the driver sees you, then you can sail across the street. Now it's your turn. Follow these simple rules to stay safe.
And welcome back. On this segment of this episode of Ryanology, I have Adam and Carlton, both seniors here at Dartmouth High, who are going into the Marines. So Adam, do you want to kind of take the viewers into a look on what you are doing and your experience to get into their programs?
All right, so basically over the past 2 years I've been working with recruiters. I got almost DQ'd out of the Air Force. Things didn't work out so well with me medical wise, so then I went to the Army, and they were offering me big money bonuses and all this stuff, which I didn't want because I wanted more of a brother and sisterhood. So I went into the Marine Corps and the Marine Corps office, and I sat down with a recruiter named Sergeant Lugo, and we talked about the different benefits it had. And I wanted to be military police, and they had that job available for me. So he was like, all right, I want you to take the ASVAB, which is a test to basically see where you're at as a person. So it's an aptitude test. So I took that. I got a 56, and so I qualified pretty much for a lot of the jobs. Not every job, because a perfect score is a 99. So I went up to MEPS, and I stayed overnight in a hotel. And the next day I swore in and took my medical. And that was all day. We basically got checked head to toe, height and weight, and we got, and that was pretty much that. And then after that, we sat in a little room, and I swore in, and then I became part of the delayed entry program. So basically what that is you're in a delayed point now where you're ready to ship off, and you have a ship out date because I signed my contract. And so now every Thursday and Saturday at our office, we work out and do PT and train for the rigors of recruit training pretty much. And my ship out date's July 5th of this coming year. So.
And how was that experience for you, Carlton?
I'd say it went pretty smoothly. Like he said, they just kind of checked you head to toe. I did my ASVAB. I qualified for every job with a 93. Just kind of chose aviation mechanic. Right, wanted to do that because I get to work on jets. Who doesn't want to work on a jet? Like, come on. I get to look at that jet and I get to say, I built that. And so yeah, I kind of picked this branch because I heard it had like the hardest boot camp. Because I decided just to go all in, just all in there, right? You know. But another thing is that it will also like get me benefits for like once I'm out of the Marine Corps, right? First off, like you said, the whole brotherhood thing, right? You're gonna make connections. You're gonna know some people, right? Maybe like some people that can help you out, right? Just stuff like that. You know, someone that makes 6 figures. Who knows?
It definitely provides a source of accomplishment for you.
Exactly.
And, going through, pushing yourself into better jobs beyond. Adam, for those who may not know at home, what do the Marines do basically for not only our area, but for our country as well?
Yeah, so basically, like, we're the main source of, like, combat. So if there's ever, like, a world situation, like, we're going into war, like, pretty much first, we're going to be the ones out there first to pretty much to end everything. Yeah.
First line of
Yeah,
defense.
first line of defense, yep.
And how would you say you've kind of taken on that, job in your mind head on, knowing that you, once you ship out, will be the first people out there into different zones around the world?
Honestly, I'm pretty excited. Like, I've known, like, my whole life this is something that, like, I've wanted to do, so I'm not too worried about it. I mean, if I pass away, I pass away, but I'm doing it for a reason, so, yeah.
And where, at the end of this all, we'll start with you, Carlton, do you expect? Obviously, I said you had stated that you wanted to work on jets and such, but after your time in the Marine Corps, where would you like to end out?
I'd probably say like an airport or something, right? You know, continue working on like planes and stuff, still deal with like aviation and stuff, and probably earn a good salary.
And Adam?
I want to end up at the San Diego Police Department and be a state trooper for the county of San Diego, pretty much.
So definitely
Yeah.
high goals.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be local, but definitely
Yeah.
expanding your horizons as well.
Yeah.
And back to you, Carlton. What pushed you to join the Marines and to really help the fight and help the cause?
Well, I'm not quite sure. Besides like the whole like a good education right through a scholarship that I could potentially get, right? It just feel good, get a good brotherhood going. I like the feeling of a brotherhood, right? Back when I was on the wrestling team for North Attleboro, right? I loved it because there was this bond between the entire team where it's just like, everyone, right? So I guess I kind of want to chase that feeling, right? Just continue to chase the feeling and maybe set myself up later in life while I'm at it.
So obviously providing a sense of accomplishment as well as pushing forward your education. And you, Adam, what pushed you to get into the Marines?
Honestly, like the brotherhood we get out of everything. Like, we work as a team. We don't let anyone down. We push each other a lot. Like, if we're at PT and someone's not like doing so well and like they're far behind like running, I'll always like come up to them and like start pushing them, saying like, "Come on, keep going, because we're here for like a purpose, pretty much." So
it definitely provides that family value, provides a great education, and pushes you into better jobs beyond. Well, Adam and Carlton, I'd like to thank you for coming on the show today. I hope to see you all soon,
Thank you.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Thank you to Carlton and Adam once again, and congratulations on your acceptance into the Marines program. Now, to an interview that I had with Mr. John Nunes about his legacy here in the Dartmouth Public Schools. And welcome back. Today, on this episode of Ryanology, I have Mr. John Nunes, chair of the school committee. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Ryan. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So I wanted to bring you on the show today for you to talk a little bit about your time on the school committee, your goals for this school year, and just things beyond. So if you'd like to introduce yourself to the folks at home who may not know you.
Sure. My name is John Nunes. I am at the moment the chairman of the Dartmouth School Committee. I've had the privilege of being on the school committee for 32 years and such. Along with my wife, we are graduates in 1971 from Dartmouth High School.
Wow, so a very long time being involved in the Dartmouth community.
Yes, very much so. Actually got involved in 1966 when I was in 8th grade with the athletic department as a student trainer. So,
And from there, carrying on your legacy.
yeah.
So, on your time as school committee being voted in as the chair, how would you say the experience has been for you so far?
It's been a wonderful experience. It really has. It's been very enjoyable. I'm very fortunate. I've, over the years, have had wonderful superintendents to work with, wonderful colleagues, wonderful support staff throughout, and it makes a job, in my opinion, number one as a school committee member, and more so as, when you're the chair, a lot easier. It makes things flow a lot better.
And for the school year so far, which would you say out of all your goals, not only for you personally, but as a school committee, has been the most fulfilling so far?
I think, in all seriousness, just getting school open, off, no major problems, no issues, no masks, not having the COVID issues that we've had over the past, 2 years type of deal has really, I think, in my opinion, made this a lot smoother school opening this year.
Absolutely. And how would you say the COVID-19 pandemic kind of changed the whole rigidity almost of the school committee?
Yeah, I think it did. I mean, we learned how to do Zoom meetings like everyone else type of deal. We had to learn, as everyone else did, how to adopt on the fly, because there'd be regulations today and they would change tomorrow because of something else that came up. So I think we had to sit there and really learn from ourselves, how things were going to operate and what we could and couldn't do type of deal.
Absolutely.
So.
And how would you say working with the current members on the school committee has affected your thoughts for this school year?
I think it's worked out well. It really has. As I say to people, we're 5 members. We're all there for one purpose, and that's the students. That's the district. We all can agree to disagree. As I say, over the years, I've had situations, that I've been the sole person for something or the sole person against something. And that's fine. There's no hard feelings. There's no arguments or anything of that nature. What's the next item on the agenda? And you just move forward.
Absolutely. And it's definitely important to teach that to the students as well, because, there's going to be times in life where you will be that one person against or that one person for, and just having the ability to push forward, though, is definitely a great task.
I think that's exactly what you have to do. If you come in, if you hold a grudge or, a dislike for something or for someone or that type of deal, it's going to affect your performance. And just the way you act, it could affect the performance of the committee. So I think what you have to do is just, it's over. Put it, in the archives and just move on.
Absolutely. As well, Mr. Nunes, you're also known for your time helping out the marching band and indoor percussion program. So how long have you been involved in that?
Since September of 1989, when our oldest son was a freshman.
And how would you say your experience with that group has not only changed your mind, but maybe some of your decisions on the school committee?
I don't think it has per se changed my mind type of deal. Not that I'm opinionated or anything of that nature. But, you can see how the students react and what they're involved in. And I think what you have to do is just make sure that the students are involved and, they're zoned in on what they're supposed to be working on. And that's what, again, I try to do to make sure that I'm, zoned in and I know exactly what's going on at a meeting. Do your homework and, know what's going on and, just do what you have to do.
Absolutely. And following, that one-on-one time with the students, moving it forward to your own personal life. it's definitely a big deal.
It is. And the nice thing is, the students are the students. Whether it's the ones from my first year in 1989 to the students that are here now, they're all the same. They're all fantastic.
A definite lasting legacy. And to speak on your legacy a little bit as well, obviously, you're almost known as the face of Dartmouth. My parents have gone through the Dartmouth Schools program, having seen you there as a leader. So what would you say is your lasting legacy that you want to live on through the school committee, but not only in the school committee, but in the whole Dartmouth community?
Boy, I think I'd like to be known as someone who cared about the students. As I say to people, it's not about John Nunes. If somebody sits here and says thank you, okay, fine, thank you, I appreciate it. But it's more, did he do a good job? Did he take care of the students? That's the forefront of what I do, and that's my concern.
And coming from a student standpoint as well, it's definitely endearing to hear that you, as well as the entire school committee, are focused on the well-being and really the education of the students.
Yeah, it's all about the students, whether it's, in a classroom or it's in a co-curricular activity or, a club, things of that nature. It's all about making sure the students are taken care of and they're supported, or whatever we can do to try and support the students to the best of our ability.
Absolutely.
Subject to funding.
Yeah. And one final question for you. What would you say has been your proudest accomplishment over your time being in the school committee?
Being in the school committee, boy, there's a lot of things that have gone on in 32 years that have changed. The type of deal, laws and regulations have changed. Ed reform came in 1993 and just really kind of changed the way the school committee operates, and not only the school committee but school districts in their own operate. So that's one of those. But I think it's just, boy, currently, this year, actually it was last year, being awarded by the having my colleagues send a letter to the Mass Association of School Committees and receiving an award from them, last November, I think was one of the highlights of my career. Something, again, I didn't go looking for. I don't think I even knew it existed, to be honest with you, because it's not something that was in my wheelhouse. So, but to have my colleagues, write the letters and talk about it type of deal was very, very touching and very moving, very enjoyable.
Absolutely, and it's definitely well deserved.
Yeah, as I kidded my colleagues, there mustn't have been anybody else that was available, that type of it, and that's how I look at it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mr. Nunes, for coming on the show today. Thank you as well for your time on the school committee, and we hope to see you back very soon.
Thank you. Anytime, let me know. Thank you, Ryan, for having me.
Of course. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Ryanology. I'd like to thank and congratulate both Carlton and Adam, as well as Mr. John Nunes, for coming on the show today. Please stay tuned for our next episode of Ryanology, which will be coming out in just a few weeks. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to the DHS TV Media YouTube channel and click the bell icon for further updates and future uploads that we may have. Thank you.